Imagine what it would be like to hear Jesus praying for you. That is exactly what happened during the high priestly prayer of Jesus in John chapter 17, verses 6 through 8. Identify the disciples as a person's being prayed for. Jesus had described the disciples as men given to him by his Father. Jesus passed on these men the information his Father had given him. In the way Jesus demonstrated to them that he came from the Father. So the prayer was prayed aloud primarily for the disciples' benefit. There are three main petitions made on their behalf in the course of the prayer. In the first petition, Jesus requests that God keeps the disciples secure in his name, verse 9 through 13. Jesus was concerned about their well-being. He was preparing to leave the world to return to heaven, but the disciples would remain in the world, on earth. Jesus had kept them safe. He wanted the disciples to be assured that his departure was not going to leave them vulnerable. He wanted them to be confident in the joy and the power of the Lord. In his second petition, Jesus requests that God keeps the disciples safe from the evil one. Verse 14 and 15. He wanted the disciples to know that they would face fierce opposition from the world. The world would hate them, he said, and it did him. And behind the hatred is the evil one himself, the enemy of Christ and his followers. Disciples are not to be removed from the conflict, but kept in it. The third petition is Jesus requests that God sanctify the disciples in the truth. To be sanctified, to be satisfied, is to be set apart in a possession of the Holy God. This is to be accomplished by the Word which is in the truth. The people between God and the evil one is truth against falsehood. The disciples will be identified by and forfeited in the truth Jesus has revealed to them. Again, they are not to be removed from the battlefield, just like we are. Sometimes we're going to face our valleys, sometimes we're going to face our trials. But He'll always be there with us. Indeed, they are sent into the world as Jesus himself was. This applies to us too.